A grocery chain just made a move so aggressive, so unexpected, that competitors are scrambling to respond. And if you've bought a carton of eggs or a gallon of milk in the last 30 days, this shift is already hitting your wallet hard. While every major supermarket in America is raising prices, citing inflation, supply chain chaos, and tariffs, one retailer just did the exact opposite. They didn't just hold the line, they attacked. In the last 6 months, this chain quietly snatched up over 400 locations from a struggling rival, converted them in record time, and slashed prices on nearly 500 staples. Not gradual discounts. Double-digit cuts on items you buy every single week. And here's the part that should terrify CEOs at Walmart, Kroger, and Target. This isn't a promotion. It's a permanent restructuring of how groceries are priced in this country. The old rules don't apply anymore. Today, we're breaking down the strategy that nobody saw coming. The playbook that's turning the cheapest grocery store in America into something that feels almost unfair. A pricing model that doesn't just beat competitors, it humiliates them. A logistics hack that shields them from the tariff wars crushing everyone else, and a silent expansion that's bringing these savings to 39 states by the end of this year. If you're not paying attention, you're leaving hundreds of dollars on the table every single trip. But if you learn the system, you'll never look at a grocery receipt the same way again. Let's get into it. Walk into the average American grocery store, and the first thing you're paying for is nothing you actually want. You're paying for the giant floral display at the entrance that rots in 3 days. You're paying for the in-store bakery that pumps artificial scent through the ventilation system. You're paying for the employees whose only job is to collect shopping carts from the parking lot. You're paying for the loyalty program that tracks your spending patterns so they can better predict which overpriced items to put in your face. Most shoppers never realize that 60 to 70% of what they pay at a traditional supermarket goes toward overhead that has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the food in their cart. It's the rent on the massive square footage. It's the electricity for the open-air coolers. It's the marketing budgets for celebrity endorsements. It's the slotting fees that manufacturers pay just to get their products on the shelf, which ultimately get passed directly to you. Now, imagine a grocery store that strips all of that away. No music. No ads, no loyalty cards, no endless aisles of redundant product choices, no fancy displays, no free bags, no cart collectors, no restocking army. What would that store look like? And more importantly, what would it cost? The answer is about 30 to 50% less than you're paying right now. And that's exactly what we're about to expose. Number 9, the efficiency engine that competitors cannot replicate. Walk into one of these stores and the first thing you notice is what's missing. There are no giant end cap displays, no promotional towers, no army of employees restocking shelves and uniforms, no piped-in music to make you linger longer, no loyalty cards, no coupons, no self-service deli counter, no cashback, no return desk staffed by 3 people. The store feels stripped down, because it is. And every single thing they stripped out is a cost that stays out of your price tag. Here's how the machine runs. You need a quarter to unlock a shopping cart. You return it to get your quarter back. No employee needs to wander the parking lot collecting carts. You bag your own groceries. No bagger to pay. Products sit in the same shipping boxes they arrived in. Employees simply tear the top open and place the box directly on the shelf. No restocking team. No shelf arrangement specialists. The typical location carries roughly 1,400 products. A traditional supermarket carries over 30,000. Fewer products means smaller stores, fewer employees, lower rent, lower electricity, lower maintenance, lower insurance, lower everything. And the crown jewel, over 90% of what they sell is their own private label. No middleman distributors taking cuts, no brand licensing fees, no billion-dollar Super Bowl commercials, no packaging design firms. This company controls the product from the factory floor to the shelf edge, and every dollar they don't spend on advertising, branding, or distribution is a dollar they take directly off your receipt. The result is not just cheaper groceries, it's fundamentally fairer groceries. You pay for food, not for the theater around the food. Number 8, the land grab that most shoppers haven't noticed. This chain isn't just growing, they're conquering territory faster than any retailer in American grocery history. In the last 12 months, they've opened new locations in states they'd never touched before. They've announced more new stores for next year than in any previous year of their existence. But the move that changed everything was the acquisition of hundreds of struggling store locations from a bankrupt competitor. former grocery stores with parking lots, loading docks, and established customer bases. If your local supermarket recently closed or looks different, there's a very good chance a massive renovation is about to turn it into a discount powerhouse. Same building, same parking lot, prices 30 to 50% lower, and here's the part that benefits you even if you never walk through their doors. Economists have studied what happens when these stores enter a community. They call it the discount effect. Within 3 months, nearby grocery stores drop prices by an average of 7% just to compete. Every major chain near a new location quietly adjusts its pricing. You save money at every store in the neighborhood simply because this company showed up. They don't have to win every customer, they just have to be an option. And when you're 30% cheaper, you become a very compelling option. Number 7, the tariff shield that makes this the best deal in America right now. We're in one of the most volatile import environments in decades. Tariffs on foreign goods have hit almost every category in the grocery aisle. Every major chain in the country started raising prices immediately. The CEO of the country's largest retailer publicly warned shoppers to expect higher costs. The second largest followed. The third largest adjusted their numbers and suggested the worst was yet to come. But this company did the opposite. They dropped prices on nearly 500 products heading into the summer. They promised collective savings in the tens of millions, and nobody in the industry can explain how. Except it's simple if you understand the structure. Because 90% of what they sell is their own exclusive brand, they control their own supply chain. They don't rely on middlemen who take cuts and increase exposure to price volatility. They lock in long-term supplier contracts that insulate them from short-term fluctuations. Their overhead is so thin that tariff exposure barely registers. A side-by-side comparison earlier this year showed this chain beating the biggest box retailer on more than 3/4 of comparable items. On essentials like eggs, milk, and bread, the savings reached up to 40%. While other stores are testing how much more you'll tolerate paying, this chain is aggressively cutting prices and expanding their footprint. That's not a response to the market. That's a strategy to capture the market while everyone else is asleep. Number 6, the tool almost nobody is using correctly. Earlier this year, this chain quietly rebuilt their entire mobile application from the ground up. They partnered with a major delivery platform. The rollout barely made headlines, and most shoppers are completely missing one of the most powerful savings tools in grocery. The new app does 2 things that directly put money back in your pocket. First, it shows you every current price reduction before you leave your house. This chain runs permanent price drops on hundreds of items at any given time, completely separate from weekly sales. These aren't clearance items being liquidated. They're essentials that have been permanently lowered. The app shows you exactly which ones, so you can plan your shopping list around the deepest discounts before you ever enter the store. Second, the app previews the special buy items that change every week. These are limited quantity, rotating products that used to be a mystery until you walked in. Now you can see what's coming and show up early before the best items sell out. Download the app before your next trip. Check the price drops. Preview the special finds. Build your list around both. That's the real value, knowing exactly where the savings are before you leave your driveway. Number 5, the markdown schedule that's hiding in plain sight. Most grocery stores hide their discounts randomly. When something is close to expiring, they might mark it down, but there's no consistency. You're just lucky if you spot it. This chain runs markdowns on a clock. And once you learn the schedule, you stop paying full price for anything that's about to go on sale. Here's the system. Bakery items get marked down exactly 2 days before their expiration date. Bread, rolls, pastries half price and perfectly fresh for another day or 2. Check the date on the package. The identical loaf with the discount sticker is often sitting directly next to the full price one. Most shoppers never look. Produce and meat follow the same pattern. Discount stickers appear when items approach their sell-by date. The reduction starts at 30% and climbs to 50 or even 70% as the date gets closer. The best window is Tuesday and Wednesday mornings when new shipments arrive and older stock gets its deepest reductions. One shopper recently shared a story about buying a month's worth of ground beef for half the normal price on a Tuesday morning. She froze it all and didn't buy meat again until the next month. Same quality, half the cost, 0 waste. Damaged packaging is another hidden discount most shoppers ignore. A dented can, a crumpled box, a slightly torn label. The food inside is identical. Many locations offer an additional 10 to 20% off for cosmetic damage. You won't see a sign advertising this. You have to bring the item to the register and ask. The secret is, that they almost always say yes. Number 4, the return policy that sounds like a glitch in the matrix. Imagine buying groceries, cooking them, eating them, deciding you didn't love them, and then getting both your money back and another package for free. That sounds impossible. It sounds like someone is going to get fired for suggesting it. But this chain does exactly this. They've been doing it for years. They call it the double guarantee. If you buy any exclusive brand food product and you're not satisfied for any reason, they will refund your full purchase price and give you a free replacement of the same item. You get your money back, plus the product again for free. That is not a typo. You walk out with double. No other grocery chain in America offers anything close. The biggest retailers will give you a refund if you bring the product back, but they don't hand you a replacement as a bonus. This policy covers every exclusive food product, which is roughly 90% of what they sell. You need the receipt and the remaining product or packaging. One shopper bought a bag of frozen shrimp, cooked it, thought the texture was off. She brought the bag and receipt back the next day, explained she wasn't satisfied, and walked out with her money back, plus a fresh bag of the same shrimp. No argument, no suspicion, no manager override. That's a $16 bag of shrimp that effectively cost her nothing. Here's why the company can afford to do this. Because the overwhelming majority of customers never need the policy. When your products genuinely deliver on quality, offering a generous return on the rare miss is the cheapest loyalty program in grocery. They aren't worried about abuse. They're buying your trust. And it's working. Number 3, the store redesign that's about to change your shopping habits. At the start of this year, the company opened a completely redesigned location. It looks nothing like what you're used to. New layout, new flow, new fixtures, years in development. And this isn't a one-off experiment. It's the template for every new location built from here on out. Here's what matters. The classic layout was designed for pure speed and cost efficiency. Get in, grab boxes off pallets, get out. The new format keeps the low prices, but makes finding products faster and more intuitive. The low-cost philosophy hasn't changed. The shopping experience has. But store layout also changes how much you spend. In the old format, the special buy aisle was positioned so you had to walk through it to reach essentials. The new format still uses this trick, but refines it, making the store feel less chaotic while keeping the impulse triggers exactly where they work best. If it's not on your list, it's the store doing its job, not a deal you happen to stumble into. If your local location gets remodeled in the next year, expect a cleaner, faster shopping experience with the same prices. If it hasn't been remodeled yet, the rule stays the same. List first. Perimeter first. Distractions last. Number 2, the cashback hack the company pretends doesn't exist. The chain has no loyalty program, no rewards card, no coupons. They say skipping all of that keeps prices low, and that's genuinely true. But it also means shoppers walk out with zero cashback, while shoppers at other retailers earn 1 to 5% back every trip. There's a workaround that the company never mentions. There are 3 free apps that accept every receipt from this chain. Open the app, snap a photo, and the points start adding up. One app rewards every receipt. Another pays cashback on eligible products. A third turns receipts into PayPal Cash or Amazon Credit. None of these are associated with the chain, but they work with every receipt from every trip. One viewer told us they scan every receipt into 2 different apps. Over 12 months of weekly shopping. They earned roughly $200 in gift cards and cashback without changing a single thing about how they shop. Same groceries, same store, same day. The only difference is they take a photo of the receipt before they start the car. The chain's prices are already 30 to 50% below competitors. Adding 2 to 4% cashback on top through receipt apps is stacking a discount on a store that's already the cheapest option. That receipt isn't trash. It's cashback most people never claim. Number 1, the stacking system that turns the cheapest store in America into something even cheaper. Everything we've covered saves you money on its own. But the real win comes from running all of it together every single trip. Most shoppers use 1 or 2 of these moves by accident. You're about to use all of them on purpose. Move 1. Plan before you leave. Open the app. Check the current price drops. Preview this week's special buys. Build your shopping list around what's already discounted. You walk in with a plan instead of wandering. Move 2. Time it right. Wednesday mornings for special buys when fresh limited quantity items hit the shelves before anyone else gets to them. Tuesday mornings for the deepest markdown stickers on produce and meat. Never Saturday afternoon. Move 3. Work the markdown calendar. Bakery items 2 days before expiry, half off. Discount stickers on meat and produce, 30 to 70% off depending on how close the date is. Damaged packaging, ask at the register for an extra 10 to 20% off. Check dates. Check stickers. Check dents. 3 scans before anything goes in your cart. Move 4. Try new products, risk-free. The double guarantee means every exclusive brand food product comes with a safety net. Try the store version first. If it's good, you just saved 30 to 50% permanently. If it's not, you get your money back plus a replacement. You never lose money experimenting. Move 5. Scan the receipt. Before you start your car, open the receipt apps. Snap a photo. 30 seconds. Points and cashback accumulate automatically, adding another 2 to 4% back on top of prices that are already the lowest in the country. Now watch all 5 moves run on a real trip. You check the app before leaving. Price drops show salmon at under $9 a pound. You drive to the store on a Tuesday morning. You grab the salmon at the lowered price. Then find a month's worth of ground beef on the markdown rack at 50% off. $12 worth of meat for $6. You spot a dented box of premium pasta. Ask at the register. Get another 15% off. You grab an exclusive brand cereal you've never tried because the double guarantee means you risk nothing. You pay. Walk to your car. Scan the receipt into the app. A grocery run that would have cost $85 at a traditional supermarket just cost you $47 at this store, plus $1.50 in cashback from the receipt app. You saved $39 on a single trip. Do that once a week for a year. That's over $2,000 that stays in your bank account instead of going to a grocery store that charges you extra for name brand packaging, celebrity commercials, and a parking lot full of shopping carts someone has to collect because they didn't think of a simple solution decades ago. Every other grocery chain in America is built to make money off your habits. They design the layout to make you wander. They pump in scents to make you hungry. They play slow music to make you linger. They put the essentials in the back so you walk past everything else. This chain is built to make money off efficiency. They remove everything that doesn't put food in your bag. They strip out the theater, the marketing, the overhead, the waste, and they pass the savings directly to you. Once you learn the difference, you stop paying for someone else's overhead. You stop subsidizing the floral arrangements and the loyalty program algorithms and the celebrity commercials. You start buying food. The system is simple. The savings are real. And the only reason you haven't been using it is because nobody bothered to explain it to you. Until now. Next time you walk into one of these stores, pause and ask yourself, am I just buying groceries? Or am I running a system? Because now you know the system. Every other grocery store hopes you'll never learn it. Drop your biggest markdown story in the comments. Your best save. Your craziest find. We read every single one. And if someone you know is still overpaying at their current supermarket without realizing there's a cheaper option 10 minutes away, send them this video. At Frugal Pro, we don't just help you save money. We expose the system. Subscribe, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.